Welcome boys and girls, Costin here with a discussion about Tretch Craventail, the top 5 reasons why he is the single most worthless legendary lord in the game. I mean, from a lore perspective, he definitely is worthless. To the point that Games Workshop didn't even really bother in any way, shape, or form to actually write any lore about him in the end times. Though I suppose that is not a surprise given everything, because they apparently forgot about half the characters in the lore in the end times. But absolutely, that is an indication that Tretch is not worth much as a legendary lord. Why exactly he exists in game, I couldn't tell you. No one could tell you. I think even the people in Creative Assembly were like, why are we doing this legendary lord? Oh right, we need someone to put the slot as a free legendary lord, who is, by the way, available for everyone that just owns Warhammer 2 and can play the Skaven. But here are the reasons why he is worthless. First off, let's consider his initial army. He starts with assassins, an assassin hero, with death runners, with clan rats, with Skaven slaves, storm vermin, and a doom wheel. But surely that is a really terrible army to actually start your campaign with, right? I mean, clan rats have the leadership potential of goblins. In fact, noblars, I'm sure, have better leadership potential than they do. But never mind that clan rats are quite capable at soaking a good amount of damage for your actual units that are capable of getting things done on the battlefield. And the less said about Skaven slave spears, the better, which you also start with for some unknowable reason. Then we have death runners. Great unit, isn't it? I mean, they reduce armor of enemy units. They have armor piercing and bonus versus infantry, but that surely wouldn't make them a good unit. Then we have storm vermin. Tretch's storm vermin, to be clear on this, who also have a number of benefits that mean not really all that much. Additional armor, base weapon damage, per unit experience rank for all clan rats, and storm vermin. Creative Assembly was really trying to make clan rats and storm vermin actually good, but that doesn't matter. I mean, the only unit worth anything, if even that, could be considered the Doom Wheel, which has a significant level of mass capability, a good amount of charge bonus, especially if you get this particular banner, the Rampager Standard, which gives charge bonus and charge bonus of 25 for an additional unit. Huge level of mass, and a huge level of capability, including causing terror. But that doesn't matter within the confines of the battlefield in Total War Warhammer 3. I mean, terror is surely a rather insignificant benefit to have in a field on the field of battle, or even in sieges where breaking the enemy morale is arguably the single most important thing in order to win them. But again, that does not matter. So that's reason number 1 why he's worthless. His entire army is just not really all that good. Then we consider his starting settlements and the situation that he has with them. He starts with Crookbank Mountain at tier 2. And he starts with a clan rat barracks, or a clan pit that he can make into a clan barracks. You can get a bunch of chieftains. That's fantastic. Surely, the Skaven will benefit immensely from having very powerful melee heroes that can also buff the capability and survivability of your accompanying lord, as well as considering things like the power grab over here and increasing the loyalty of your lords. But again, that is not really relevant when you're considering the situation that you have. On top of that, you also get the Rictus Great Clan Hall. And if there's a landmark in the game that's kind of worthless, really, it's that 500 income generated, free food generated, recruitment cost, recruit rank, as well as immune psychology for storm vermin in all armies. But none of those benefits are worth all that much. I mean, the Skaven Grand Council would tell you that storm vermin are only good to be thrown away into the battlefield. They're not really a unit that you want to invest significant resources in. So this building, this starting settlement is not worth that much. So initial settlement, initial landmarks, I mean, you do get some iron. I mean, for all that's worth, tradable resources are not really that important in a Skaven economy, except, you know, you could potentially trade them for a good amount of money. And funnily enough, when you're playing a Skaven campaign, if you actually value any kind of level of diplomacy with factions, not that anyone really wants to deal with Skaven for damn good reason, but if you were, in theory, able to do that, you would actually end up generating a lot of money. But then again, who plays Skaven to deal with things such as diplomacy. Certainly not the people who are playing Tretch. And that is a big thing. Your starting situation as a starting province, and that's reason number 3 to really talk about. Starting situation and campaign dynamics, why he is worthless. You can get Mount Silver Spear, which gives you marble production, equally more useless tradable resources, because again, you're not going to trade in a Skaven campaign. Why would you do so? What is the incentive structure over here to trade? I mean, all the thing about money, steady income, ensuring that you're swimming in money, that does not matter in any way, shape, or form. Or the fact that you can use all the food you acquire early on in the campaign to turn Mount Greyhag into a tier 3 settlement. Again, something that doesn't equally matter, let alone the fact that you can get things like weapons dump, assassins, or in this particular case, I am going for both Construction Cavern and the weapons dump, and I'll also get the weapons burrow. Not really relevant all that much. Things like Poison Wind Globadiers, Rattling Gunners, Warp Fire Throwers, Warp Grinders, and Plague Claw Catapults do not, again, and I emphasize this, I need you to listen to me and take this seriously. None of that is relevant over here. You'd be much better off having no settlement whatsoever compared to what Tretch has here. I mean, most campaigns, good campaigns, would have all of that in the provincial capital, because the AI surely will be attacking the very vulnerable settlement in Mount Greyhag over here. Potentially. Though that is definitely the Skaven way, and that is council-approved Skaven way. Put all your eggs in one single basket and watch them blow up in your face when you lose said basket if you're not careful enough. But then again, we wouldn't be playing Skaven if we were careful enough. And that's really the council-approved Skaven way that we need to consider over here in a campaign. And some very substantial things that are worth remembering over here about the Skaven. I mean, some other things are also relatively unimportant over here, like the fact that you can probably disband half your entire army, or really most of your army, and just make do with recruiting all high-end units. Surely you wouldn't want to recruit those higher-end units. But beyond that, going back to the campaign positioning, the reason it's worthless is because you're sandwiched on 3 sides, or really 4 sides, depending on what you want to deal with. I mean, Gorbad has a high chance of just deciding that he's going to eat you for lunch when he gets bored. Thorgrim definitely hates you, for good reason. Skarsnik is busy over there, but make no mistake, if he senses vulnerability, he will be coming after you. But you could ignore all of that and instead force your raid for Karakazul and deal with Khazad Dragonslayer. Maybe you have that Skaven brain capability to actually recruit those higher-end units and somehow, magically, miraculously defeat one of the strongest minor factions in the game from the very beginning, and potentially get access to the Eastern Badlands and make a deal with Creek. But that would require actually using the diplomacy in the game to get ahead, really. So no one's gonna do it. Then we have to talk about the faction effects and the lord effects over here. And there are 2 things that are worth really considering over here when it comes to that, though I am sure most people will not necessarily be paying attention to what those 2 things are. First off, you do have your faction effects, which give you an improved Scurry Away, Encourage, as well as gain free benefits for every declaration of war you have. These benefits are not really council approved. The benefits don't really do all that much for you in your campaign on a faction level. I mean, having better Storm Vermin and Clan Rats seems rather meaningless, really, when you're thinking about it. But then you also have the stacking benefit of Vanguard deployment, ambush success chance, enemy battle reinforcement time, and army ability number of uses per menace below. That is pretty worthless. I mean, who actually cares about the fact that you could actually dominate the vast majority of field battles in a campaign by ensuring that you have 100% ambush success chance, Vanguard deployment to actually get your units even closer to the enemy and nullify any kind of range benefits that the AI has, as well as keeping a good portion of the enemy army pinned down with the extra menace belows that you get for all armies. That does not matter. It is such a worthless benefit, and equally worthless is that you can infinitely stack this benefit with every single declaration of war. It's not a benefit you only gain for free turns when you declare war. It's a benefit that you get multiple turns over for every single declaration of war, regardless of what it is. But again, that is worthless. And finally, the last worthless point, Tretch himself. I mean, who looks at this guy and thinks that he's a great legendary lord? It boggles the mind, really, when you're looking at someone who gives melee attack during ambushing, melee attack after retreating for his entire army, and devastating flanker for all units in his army. I mean, surely the Clan Rats, Doomwheel, and other units will not benefit at all from that devastating flanker capability. I mean, he's kind of great in that he only has one single quest bell and one single quest item that doesn't really add all that much. Council disapproves on that subject. But where the Council might have a different perspective is with regards to Tretch's Raider. Charge bonus for Storm Vermin. Who exactly thought that this was a brilliant idea? I mean, yes, let's take one of the units that is not a charging unit and give them a charge bonus. Things like ambush success chance, 10%, ambush defense chance, evasion chance using tunneling, replenishing campaign movement range after winning a battle, speed for Clan Rats, Storm Vermin, missile resistance for Clan Rats and Storm Vermin. None of that matters. Nor does the 6% casualty replenishment rate or life is cheap. So the fact that you can make very powerful Skaven slaves in your entire army is definitely a very useful bonus if one thinks about it, right? Out of all of this, life is cheap might be the most beneficial thing that you actually have as an entire skill line. Quite seriously. Or the fact that when you do go in battle with Mr. Tretchy over here, you do end up having an ability to increase the leadership of an ally by 16. I mean, Skaven leadership is so fantastic. Whoever is going to use that specific benefit, as well as make him unspottable and giving him stock. But then again, real players do not just sit around with their legendary lore. They wade into battle directly, and the fact that Tretch has a greater survivability over here with Scurry Away and himself has a huge level of melee defense, 70 by the way, doesn't matter all that much. He's not really that survivable when you're thinking about it. So these are the top 5 reasons why Tretch is a worthless legendary lord: campaign positioning, starring settlements, campaign dynamics, legendary lord skill line, and many, many other things. This video was totally not approved by the Skaven propaganda aimed at Clan Rictus, and you definitely will not benefit in any way, shape, or form by liking, subscribing, and enabling notifications after watching this video. The enemies of Clan Rictus approve this message. I'll see you on the next one.